Soon in the future, we're going to be able to go and live in space.
Okay.
Okay. They talk about the homes that have to be built and how we would live there. 8.7 billion to Israel. 8 billion more to Ukraine. That's like chump change to Zelensky these days.
Wow.
And 567 million. So I don't know why Taiwan. First off, what the hell is Taiwan's issue? Why are we giving them 567 million? But they didn't quite make the billion.
And this is effective when?
These were all signed right after this hurricane hit.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, we're hearing $750 a person. What I heard was she was doing the Call Her Daddy podcast, which we know because we've studied our colleagues. And this is a famous woman who does a podcast about sex. Well, Kamala, was in the middle of following and doing a guest appearance on that show. Welcome to Stay in the Gray podcast. We explore news that gets people talking by blending comedy and controversy.
Man, fierce word, shadow streets unheard.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Trey. Together we dive into tough topics with a combination of humor and some insight.
So join us as we navigate the gray areas of the world and engaging in real conversation.
Come get to know us.
All right, hey guys. We're back again.
Oh, you're talking to the
Yeah.
listeners.
Hey listeners. I hope everybody's doing well. And everybody that's in the middle of the hurricane is staying safe. That being said, my esteemed co-host over here wanted to come over and rub it in tonight. Oh, you have the hat too. I didn't even see that. He's wearing his Dallas Cowboys bullshit. And
I can't wear it before the game. I didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's my problem. My team played his team, let's just say, if you don't know football, and I lost, and I'm not happy about it. So tonight, from the same city, tomorrow night is opening a face-off puck drop for the hockey season. I know Trey's excited. Are you excited? Trey does not understand the passion behind hockey. So without him realizing, I have turned this into a hockey podcast.
What the fuck?
And now it's all NHL all night long. So tomorrow night, the Penguins face off at never mind. But I am wearing my Penguin shirt, and
So do my Stars play tomorrow? My Stars.
yeah,
These Stars.
Look, if the Stars help get Trey into hockey, I'm all for it. But I think it's either tonight or tomorrow. Tonight started the regular season, so look forward to 9 months. I'm kidding. It's probably close to 9 months. The hockey players are insane. Football players think they're tough. Hockey players play 80
Tell you what, that's
playoff.
That's a respectable sport. I mean, any guys. I mean, these aren't small guys. These are 6 foot 4 or 5, big motherfuckers.
Well, even the small
skating, having to worry about somebody running into their ass on skates,
And they're going fast.
Yes.
So when you get hit in football, you're running.
Right.
When you're skating, you're going like 3 times as fast.
Right.
And you get hit.
and you're trying to handle a puck too.
And you're getting hit into plexiglass or ice, not grass.
Yeah, not grass.
So I not just because I love
respect
I love
for
hockey.
them. I just don't understand it.
Well, I'll teach you the rules, Trey. Maybe you'll like it a little more.
Maybe.
But anyway, I wanted to throw that out there. Trey's team won and blah blah blah. Unfortunately, he did not make a bet. I do not have to wear a jersey.
We'll have to fix that.
We'll
for
fix
a later
that
game.
for some other game this season that might be coming up.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
All
anyway,
right.
do you have a headline?
I do have a headline.
Awesome.
So
Let's roll.
this sounds pretty dramatic, and this gentleman died after accidentally stabbing himself while trying to separate 2 frozen burger patties.
I'm not laughing that hard because I've often wondered when I'm using a fork to try or a knife, what happens if it does slip and it hits you? But I think you could actually kill yourself. This guy killed
himself.
Splitting 2 frozen hamburger patties with a knife.
So it's did he have it up against his neck? Did he have it up against his stomach?
I would imagine this: he's got the burger patties, and people that can't see him holding it in front of my chest, like right below my chest, and you're trying to kind of dig
into
at
the stomach. You think?
And I think it went through and probably hit him right in the chest, maybe.
Or hear me out. He was trying to get the frozen patties undone, and the wife came up from behind because she was waiting and slammed him in the head with a pan and killed him by accident.
Or stabbed him in the back.
Or that too.
Sir, how did he stab himself in the back with the?
Or how did he shoot himself in the back while he's trying to?
How did he? Why is there a bullet hole and the patties are still unseparated?
Right.
At least separate the patties.
So that's
That sucks.
possible.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna think about that every time now. I'm not gonna use a knife anymore for
Yeah.
dividing things.
Just throw it on the ground a bunch of times so it breaks.
Just do something. So
Come here, boys.
good headline. My headline is a little simpler.
Okay.
It says headline: If strike isn't settled quickly, it may last a while. So just in case you didn't know, there's a strike going on, and it may last a while if it's not settled.
If it's not settled, that makes sense.
And we move on.
So
I mean, I'm telling you, I should just do a show of headlines, and people will
that would be
not know anything about anything. So let me go here. Let's go to Butthurt Comments, Trey.
Of course.
And this one's very fast because we have a lot to get to tonight. Okay, it's very simple. I put up something, and it was just about Donald with Taylor and how he said I hate Taylor Swift.
Right.
On social
Yep,
media,
yep.
and I called him out. I'm voting for him, but I called him out. Right? That's what we do. Whatever. And so I don't know if this was a Trump guy that didn't, or girl that the profile picture is a cartoon sketch. That didn't like that I was actually calling him out for something? Or was it the other side that didn't like that I admitted I was voting for him? They don't tell me. All it says is, why do you speak so slowly? Are you retarded?
How did we speak slowly?
Well, this is just to me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I think. Well, well, if anything, Trey, I don't think I talk that slowly.
I don't think you do
I think
either.
I try and get everything in really fast,
Yes.
actually. And I'm trying to slow down. Because
Everything? Oh.
That's what you're... I'm trying to slow down because that's what you're supposed to
Enunciate.
do on a show, is
Yeah.
enunciate, right, people? If you want me to talk like this, I can do this all night. But I'm not going to. And so, but are you supposed to use the word retarded?
No, that's not politically correct
Okay,
anymore.
how am I getting flagged for you dumb, you stupid head,
And they
this
call you
guy
retarded.
or girl is calling me retarded? I don't know. Maybe their account has no followers, no nothing, and I'm wondering if it's a bot. Can bots? That was my question to you. Can bots actually insult you?
I wonder, and what platform was it on? Did you say? Sorry.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, back to good old YouTube.
So maybe YouTube thinks we're retarded, so they're letting people get by with it. I don't know.
YouTube just went ahead and said we're going to go ahead and
They're like, yeah,
just make a profile and just let these guys know
that they're
or this guy. But it just sounded like, first off, you're not supposed to use the word retarded. Second off, I don't speak slowly at all. And third off, it's hurtful.
That was hurtful. We'll hug it out afterwards.
Trey and I mentioned on the last show, we kind of had it out. Yeah, we wrestled.
We had it out.
We got the oil
On
out.
wrestling,
we got the oil out, went back and wrestled a little bit and tried to
It was fun.
kind of figure out our differences on a couple issues.
Yeah.
And one of the issues was that I tended to name call on Twitter. And so and all the platforms, honestly. So in my efforts, Trey, because I do love Trey so much as my best friend and co-host.
Before you tell me
nothing
what
more.
you said,
Okay.
this one was warranted a name call, but go ahead.
Really? So if I send you something and I'm like, am I allowed to?
Can I say
You can. No, all I said is thank you for your response. Stay in the Great podcast only speaks with real people who have substance. Like and follow, though, unless you're a bot.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I like it.
Okay,
That was
good.
perfect.
So I'm getting approval.
I liked it.
Love it.
You telling me he's an asshole without
Yeah.
saying he's an asshole.
People, give me something.
Yeah.
Tell me why I'm retarded.
Right.
I can take it because first of all, I know that I'm not. Second off, what didn't you like about that clip?
And that was an insensitive comment.
Was this a Swiftie that was mad that I was bringing? I don't know. Who cares? Bottom line, that was a Butthurt comment. Apparently, I'm retarded and I speak slowly, which all night I'm gonna be like, I don't speak. What's going on?
This will be our fastest show ever.
Yeah, the show's 23 minutes. How fast do I really speak?
Yeah. I won't know anything
slow
you
do I speak
said,
up?
but yeah,
No one heard anything, but Ryan does not speak slowly.
exactly.
Okay, let's go on to news.
You know what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but before we go to news,
Okay.
I saw something today, and guess what I was doing? I was bike riding.
Trey getting some balls. Wait, bike riding? You back to bike riding?
I was back to bike riding. It's nice outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to cut you off again after this. Trey used to bike ride every day, like it was an addiction almost. I mean, you were morning and evening, right?
Yeah.
And I would give him such a hard time. And I said this the last 5 months, and I think it was right around that.
Yeah.
And it got hot. This was last year.
Yeah.
And he had some stories. I mean, it's like every day I almost got hit, or there was a fucking mountain lion attacking me, or some bullshit.
Yeah.
So
I haven't run into those yet.
okay, so you haven't this year.
No
mountain
lions
lion's
yet.
gone.
No.
He thinks that the whole cat kingdom.
Maybe they realized I gave up.
Maybe I don't know, but the whole cat kingdom was out for him. They left a dead raccoon in the middle of the path.
No streets nearby either.
Go back and
So that was really weird.
go back and listen season 1 and 2, and you'll hear some of these stupid bike riding. Look, it's very interesting. Honestly, I was just sitting here. I don't know what to think, but let's hear this one. All right, we're back to a bike story. I'm excited.
Riding through a park, there was a soccer field, and what caught my eye was that there was a line of guys with mountain bikes on the soccer field with helmets. Thinking, okay, what's going on? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, another guy starts running. Takes off running.
Like in front of them?
In front of them.
Okay.
So the guys are sitting there. They're not riding their bikes. They're just sitting there. And then one guy takes off running. Guy jumps on his bike and starts riding right behind him. Literally jumps off the bike and then grabs the guy and then stops. And then they start walking back. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know if this is a training or what.
Yeah.
But all of them were kind of heavy set.
Training for what?
Exactly. I don't know if it was like a mountain bike like rodeo or what's going on here, but yeah, it was so funny because the guy took off running like he's
okay,
and it was a heavy set guy.
Was he a biker
head.
too, or you don't know?
I don't know if he's a bike. He wasn't on a bike. He was taking off running.
Sounds like a streaker at a game. He just started running.
It's like it was a drill. It's like, okay, all the guys on the bike are waiting. Okay, it's my turn. This guy just takes off running down the field. He jumps on his bike.
Only one of the bikers.
Only one of the bikers
now,
took off.
What happened when they got back?
I didn't say I took off. I was like, okay. I just thought I was like, man, this is interesting.
I wonder if
they
like
kept going.
Kept doing it.
It was like a drill or something.
But for what?
I have no idea.
Trey, you got to stick around.
You
can't just leave.
They were all in black too, so I don't know what was going on there.
You got to stick around for this with the camera.
I don't know. Why didn't I record this?
The worst story I've ever heard because you left immediately after.
So yeah.
Okay.
I thought
if anybody knows what this
what they're training for, or if this was just
this ritual random is, then let us know.
Hopefully somebody knows.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'll see if they're doing it tomorrow when I'm out.
Okay. Check. You can go bike again.
I won't go bike.
Trey's back to biking.
I put on a little weight run. I got to get my cardio
I
back.
have a lot of weight, so I'm doing keto. No one gives a shit.
Well, ever since they called me the crypt keeper, I started putting on weight. Subconsciously. Yeah, that's good.
I've started taking showers. Apparently I'm gringy. What was mine? Dirty. I haven't taken a shower in a while.
I'm glad you got the little poofy thing because it makes it a lot easier for me to exfoliate your back. So,
yes, you're right. Tonight you thought right, and that new shampoo that was vanilla
works great. I love the way my hands
coconut
smell.
extract.
Yeah.
My hair is nice and fluffy tonight. So whoever that was, what was her name? Mickey Mouse or
Icky?
Mickey. We've given her too many shout outs. Too many shout outs. Yeah. Her whole page is going to grow. Now can I do news?
You can do news.
Let's do news. Ready?
Strong finish.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I hear that all the time. Just letting you know. All right. Look, let's talk, Trey. All right. A former quarterback of your favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, Troy Aikman, is now, you know him personally. He actually my sister coached his daughter's soccer team. So I saw him on the sidelines a bunch.
Okay.
It was pretty.
Here, locally?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd look over. This is a long, 10 years ago, whatever, before I had, whatever. Anyway. A long time ago, I remember just looking over. I'm like, that's Troy Aikman. He's just standing next to me. All right, hey. And he's
go over there and say Ben was better?
Yeah. He's not as tall. I don't think Ben had been doing much yet.
He's supposed to be like 6'5", is he not?
He wasn't that tall. He wasn't 6'5". We need to look that up.
Okay.
Look, fact check yourself.
Okay.
So during the game last night, actually, from when we're recording now, so Monday Night Football, which means today is Tuesday, people.
Got it.
During the Chiefs game,
Means I've got the wrong underwear on.
It's,
Go ahead.
So you're wearing your Monday underwear still?
Yeah.
Good for you. You missed
Sunday.
your laundry night. During the Chiefs game, of course, I don't even need to say who they're playing, because if we say Chiefs, we know there's something fucked up going on.
Right.
Remember, whether it's Harrison Butker, this fan that got arrested for Taylor Swift, which is what we're going to talk about again, Travis Kelce again. So Troy Aikman, so Kelce makes a great catch, right?
Right. He was busy last night.
He was busy. Unfortunately, I don't have him this year on my team. But he makes a great play. And Troy Aikman goes, and then they show Taylor Swift, right?
Right.
So Troy Aikman goes, oh, the missus loves that.
Okay.
And he started breaking down the play, like, this is where he went. And Joe Buck interrupts him and goes, you know they're not married, right?
Really?
Yeah. And Joe Buck said his daughters told him that they need to get that right, because ever since Romo said it in the Super Bowl, it's a big thing now that there's now what do you call it?
Romo said misses in
the Super Bowl. He said, "Oh, whatever," and Troy.
Which
said,
Romo was a former Cowboys quarterback.
He was.
Go ahead.
He was, but he said, "That's interesting." The two Cowboys quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But Troy said, "Oh, I'm going to probably get in trouble for this," thinking that not really, but. All of a sudden, everybody's freaking out.
Are they really?
There are conspiracy theories saying that like they got married without telling anybody.
But Troy knows?
But Troy knows. And so he let it slip. Like, it's so... But again...
Oh, my God.
Swifties? I know we have tons of Swifties listeners. Who gives a shit about this? Troy, if he says the missus, it could be slang.
I was about to say, is it a Southern thing
slang.
to reference the girlfriend or whatever, the missus, whoever's...
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what most people say.
Yeah.
If you're not married to your girlfriend, right? And if I was like, oh, your ball and chain, the missus or whoever,
right?
That's just slang, and who
Is that
cares?
a Southern thing, maybe?
But you can correct Troy and say, Troy, remember they're not married, ha ha ha. But there are articles about this. There are people's reactions to this. It's just so stupid. And so I wanted to bring up Tay Tay Talk again because this is just getting silly.
Because I guarantee I would assume if it wasn't Taylor Swift and he made that reference, it wouldn't be getting this much blown up hype.
Well, of course. If it was some random player, Joe Buck's like, no, they're not married. Everyone would be like, why are we talking about this?
Why did Joe feel the need to interrupt by saying, they're not married?
Yeah, but it's Tay Tay, so...
Did he want to keep the Swifties on his side?
The rumor is that there's a breakup date.
I heard about that, yeah.
Okay.
I think there was a
did we
contract.
talk about that,
we didn't talk about it, but yeah, there's supposedly somebody caught a contract on.
Trey and I called it. We said before the end of the season, but apparently it's sooner than that.
She's still not pregnant yet, though. So we missed that one a little bit.
Maybe they'll get pregnant.
Ooh, do you think they'll get pregnant and break up? Holy shit.
Of course. Well, the ratings would go through the roof. Reality show. The next story here is about an airline. Trey, we've had a few airline stories. We've had a pilot on. This one is Scandinavian Air.
Okay.
Apparently,
Have I been there?
The Vikings. It's all the Scandinavian countries. Do you know where that is?
North.
It's in the north, correct. Across the Atlantic. Good job. Sweden, Finland,
Norway,
Denmark. Look at you. This was a flight from Oslo.
Also what?
Isn't that Norway?
I don't know.
To Malaga, Spain. I know where Spain is.
Okay.
It was diverted to Copenhagen, Denmark.
Oh, I was close.
Because a mouse crawled out of an in-flight meal.
Holy shit. Crawled out?
It just came right out. They set it down, and it came right out.
That's super wild.
The passenger was interviewed. So I guess the person that... the passenger that's sitting next to the person that it happened to was interviewed. So I don't know if the person that it happened to was traumatized. Wow. But this person said, everyone on board remained calm, but that he definitely put his socks over his pants so that the mouse wouldn't run up his leg.
Okay.
That was his quote. That's all he said. Scandinavian Air rep Oystein Schmidt said these events rarely happen.
Rarely happen.
And they diverted and landed in Copenhagen, which Because there's a mouse. Do you think they should have diverted?
How big was the mouse?
I
Does it say?
don't know. It's a mouse.
I
Just
guess if it's a little mouse.
hold on to the damn thing. Like, why would you divert the? So they diverted it, landed, and changed planes because there's a mouse. So maybe they thought there were more
I
in the
guess so,
meals?
mayes in the meals.
How's it?
This is the wrong menu, folks.
I didn't ask for the live mouse.
Yeah.
Do you remember the story? We did a story about a snake head that was in
the wrapper.
in the wrapper of
So did
of
it-
the in-flight meal.
Did it say if it was wrapped in the meal?
It just said as soon as the meal was set down, a mouse ran out of it.
That's wild. What
So
kind of meal was big enough to hold? Because I've seen those little TV trays
Yeah.
they have
Right.
that's big enough to hold a fucking mouse.
Well, the mice aren't that big.
Oh,
You're talking
okay.
about a rat.
yeah.
If it's a rat.
No, I'm thinking mouse, but still, that's
But,
a
it could be in there, I guess. Look, I don't ever want to know. How is in Scandinavian? Look, these things don't. I didn't know they lived up there. It's too fucking cold. Anyway,
Would you order that meal ever again on
Well,
a plane?
every time,
Every time.
just so I could see what happened. I would ask the person. I would tell the person next to me who's never flown the airline, "You should get this." But it's a stupid story. But I just don't. I don't understand the need to divert. We had our pilot friend on, and he talked about all these things, and you got to be careful. But it's a fucking mouse. Well, I don't think you need to divert.
Can they bite?
I don't know. And even if they do, it's probably like a tickle.
A tickle.
Who cares?
Do
But
they
to
have
me,
rabies?
if I was far back and I just needed to get to Spain, I'd be like, really? Are we really deplaning or deboarding? Whatever they call it. And because
Did
of
you
a
feel
mouse.
the mouse crawl up your leg?
Deboard.
Land this bitch.
Why are we landing?
Yeah.
All right, next one. In Kamloops, British Columbia,
Oh, of
so
course.
Canada, there was a council meeting, Trey, and this might have. Are you from there?
I vacation there.
Okay.
Summer.
Are you a part of a city council in Kamloops?
No, just on the town next
Okay.
to it. Yeah.
Because one of the members queued into his Zoom call for the town meeting,
Okay.
and when he put his thing on, it accidentally had his porno clip for town hall. So the whole town hall meeting, all of a sudden, there's just a porno clip, and apparently it was a girl. It was two girls and a guy on the porn clip.
Okay.
Not sure why the writer. I commend him for putting that in there, so we knew exactly what this
Right.
city council meeting was getting. But the
Was it frozen or like paused or
no
was it playing?
no? Once you go in, it's a video. It's a
Okay.
video, so it was just going. They're just going out. So when
All right.
everybody. So what it was where public citizens can voice opinions and questions.
I thought it was like to ban pornography or something.
That would be better. That would be a better story, but that would not be true. We
Okay.
only give you the truth on
Right.
this show. So the citizens can ask questions or statements about the town, and they can ask for explanations or advice. They can give ideas about what
We
the
got
city should
Billy
do.
over here.
So something came on, and it was the councilman Bill Sarai. He said he now believes that this segment should not be on Zoom,
Yeah.
but rather email or in writing.
Yeah.
So I think Bill kind of wants the email. He's kind of hinting, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this should be on email. No?
Send me the link.
No. In all fairness, Bill does not want porno on the city
On the
council Zoom call.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
How does the guy mess that up? though?
Can you imagine? He's like, "Oh shit!" Like trying to hit his computer.
I
Meanwhile,
promise I hit an ad by accident.
yeah. What's happening on my computer right now? I don't know what happened.
I'm sorry,
Anyway.
Bill.
So porno at a city council meeting. There we go.
Love
you
it.
guys need to know all this. This one's there's two overreactions, and you need to know this because we gave a couple on the last show about nacho cheese and peanut butter and jelly
Yeah.
fights and stabbings
Yes.
and all that. Here's some more of that. The 58-year-old from Simcoe, Ontario, more Canada. What the fuck's going on? They have nothing to do up there.
Right.
Her
Watch
name
porn
is
on Zoom call.
Her name is Wendy Washik. She was watching porn. No, she was not.
Her name was Wendy. What?
Wendy Washik. Washik.
Did she have a lisp or
No,
when they named her?
Her real name is something else. Anyway,
Wendy?
she is in custody.
What was her last name again?
Washik. Washik.
Washek.
Washik. She's in custody. She's charged with assault with a weapon. Okay? There was a backyard party going on.
Okay.
Where she was playing with children. It was I don't think it was creepy. I think it was a kid's
Like a
birthday
P. Diddy
party.
party. Got it.
right? And she accidentally, they were playing with the machine gun and water guns.
Okay.
So she squirted over the fence and it hit the neighbor who was mowing his lawn and caused him to crash into a tree. So
That's greatness.
she says she got up on the fence and repeatedly apologized, and he would not listen. He just yelled at her for like 20 minutes straight yelling. He called the police.
The police really arrested
They
her.
They did, Trey, and I couldn't believe it. And the victim, she said the victim would not listen at all and was screaming. The police came and didn't ask her a single question, took her away.
Wow.
She's in custody, and she's set for a court date
Wendy
on
Washik.
10/24. So she's got to wait for two more weeks.
So we should get free Wendy Washik shirts.
I think
Wendy
so.
Washik.
I think so. I think that this guy's being a little bit irrational.
That's a little irrational.
Irrational. I see what you did there. A Washington.
Washington.
Jesus. But look, if somebody shoots me with a water gun, I can assure you I will not call the authorities.
How'd the guy crash from a water gun?
Well,
really?
He's just and then just gets splashed, and I don't know. I mean,
Going like 1 mile an hour.
I know. Look, Canadians.
Canadians.
Like and subscribe, Canadian followers.
You can't live with them. You can't kill them.
Kill them with the lawnmower water gun. Okay, overreaction part 2. So this person's name is Socorro Camacho. 54, died in
Ontario?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Florida, okay. Makes more sense now.
So this person was at a bar,
Of course he was.
actually a bar at a Mexican restaurant called Antijos Mexicanos restaurant.
But they love that we're mentioning them in their story.
Well, everyone down there probably knows. This may be the best one. There's a dispute with the jukebox song.
Okay.
So Socorro Camacho, insulted another man on his choice. So the other man pulled out a gun and shot him.
Holy shit. What was the song? Was it warranted?
I looked through the whole article. I looked at other sources. I cannot find the song. What do you think the song was?
La Bamba.
La Bamba?
With all these names in Florida,
Man.
Mexican restaurants, La Bamba.
The
Or
guy-
a Selena
the Dion?
song? No, not
Selena.
Selena.
I don't know.
I don't know
but
any
just
Selena
'cause it's a
songs,
Mexican
I don't know.
restaurant doesn't mean it's Latin music, Trey.
It's in Florida.
That's
All
true.
the names we've mentioned is.
But the police are still trying to find the guy.
Yeah.
He ran out.
There had to have been something going on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
besides the jukebox.
if you don't like the song on the jukebox, don't shoot the person. Just
Put a quarter in and pick another song.
or go outside and have a smoke. Go
Maybe it's a
outside.
Taylor Swift song. I mean, I'd kill for that.
That would be my only. That would be the only reasonable explanation,
Yeah.
Trey. So 2 overreactions and 2 people are in custody, or one's on the run.
One's on the run,
Yeah,
so not in custody yet.
This is interesting right here. Archaeologists have found the oldest piece of cheese. Right when you took a drink. Okay, let's roll through this. It was found in a group of graves in what is now northern China. 3,000 years old. Part of a mummy necklace.
The cheese was
The
part
cheese.
of a mummy necklace. Okay.
Apparently, back then it wasn't uncommon to be buried with food. I think
Okay.
people still do that.
Really?
I know you want to be buried with taco casa or.
Oh, a water burner.
But back then the idea was literally that they would have, this is what they will feed on in the afterlife.
Oh.
So
you got to pick something
So we're
good.
gonna have a list. Like
I want something better than a cheese necklace. Yeah.
So they put on cheese necklace. So there was a recent study about cheese. I feel like there could be some other things to study
Yeah.
in the Xinjiang region,
Of course.
and spent 2 decades on this study.
That New Jersey.
Yeah, it's northern or southern, one
Yeah.
of the 2. Coastal
Eastern.
New Jersey. Xinjiang in China. Spent 2 decades on this study, Trey. That's 20 years. They did a protein.
Thank you for that.
They did protein analysis. They did dairy analysis. They did all types of stuff, and they figured out that it was made by the Bronze Age, which I didn't even know was a thing. I only know like Cretaceous and the dinosaur ages, like Jurassic,
And the
days of yore.
the days of yore.
But the Bronze Age people, called the Seiyuhu, Yahoo?
Are you stroking out on me?
There's an X in there somewhere. Rio.
You gotta get the
I'm
X in
okay.
there.
I am okay. I
So
promise.
they had cows back then?
I don't know. So apparently this is the oldest surviving cheese. They were both, yes, they did. There was a piece of goat cheese and a piece of cow cheese. So they now have figured that, guess what? Cheese was now originated in Eastern Europe and Mongolia.
Did they try it?
No,
They
I
didn't
don't
taste
think
it?
so. It looked like a piece of cheese, and when the picture of it, it just was just like a rock.
They have Kraft on it? Or Borden?
Velveeta.
Velveeta?
I just thought that you'd want to know that the oldest piece of cheese is about 3,500 years old and was found in northern China. We did not invent it, no matter how much you want to call American cheese American.
Do you think they have the best grilled cheese in northern China?
They might.
Say northern
We
China?
might have to add this to our world tour. Well, our Russian guest lived over that way. Remember, she wasn't from
Yeah, that's true.
Western Russia. She was from way over
Eastern.
near Japan and China and all that area. All those people.
Interesting.
So let's go and ask him about this.
I like it.
Okay. Lastly, I just wanted to make sure in my notes. They talk about soon in the future we're going to be able to go and live in space.
Okay.
Okay. They talk about the homes that have to be built and how we would live there. Elon is involved in all this, of course. When this planet, if it becomes inhabitable, you have to leave. They think that it'll be before then, blah, blah, blah.
I need a lot of Dramamine on that.
So on that flight,
Yeah.
it'll be a long flight. Maybe there'll be a mouse. Where are you going to divert to? The station, the satellite station, or the
That'd be
space station?
interesting.
But anyway, so to build a home, concrete's too heavy. To the fuel that it would take to thrust that amount of concrete is ridiculous, and it's also unable to deal with extreme temperatures of these other places, right?
Okay.
But don't fret, Trey. I wrote that down. Don't fret, Trey. We can still move there. The two ideas they had to build homes were blood, human blood, coagulated, I imagine, where it's hardened, or urine, last resort.
Blood and urine.
You said urine is a last resort. I was like, okay, well, they said it was the best to build homes, but now they've switched it.
Please don't say poo.
No, potato starch, and they call it starcrete.
Starcrete.
So not concrete.
Starcrete.
Starcrete. So 55 pounds, I'm going to put this in perspective, people. 55 pounds of dehydrated potatoes, which is potato chips.
55
But let's
pounds.
talk
Okay.
scientific. In dehydrated potatoes, 55 pounds will make 200 Starcrete bricks. A 3-bedroom house is 7,500 bricks. I did the math for you.
Okay.
I did the math for you people. I went ahead
How many
and said,
potato chips is that?
that would be 2,062.5 pounds of potato chips for one house. The reason they want to do this is because they're saying that potatoes are very easy to farm, easy to grow, and they can do it up there indoors. Did you ever see The Martian with Matt Damon?
Yeah.
He only eat potatoes for a fucking year or
Yeah,
something?
something like that.
So I think I don't know if that movie inspired this. I don't know. The
Interesting.
bottom line is that potatoes are no longer going to be blood and urine. It's going to be potatoes. And that is all better than regular good old concrete.
So what happens if you go crazy and get some good dip? You start eating your house with the...
I don't know. That was going to be my next question. What if you start shaving it off into fries?
Ooh,
Make some
fries.
skins.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think we would
Sour cream
survive up
cheese.
there. Yeah.
No, we'd be eating our house. Damn it, Trey.
Why-
That's the third house you've gone through.
Why are Trey and Ryan in space masks to breathe? Because half their house is gone. So don't fret. I wrote it down, Trey. We can still live in
Don't
the future in potato homes.
Potato homes. Interesting.
So that's news for tonight. I just like to go.
That first part sounds like an after-school
I
special.
know. I got to get a better one. I just like to break up news because although all 6 of those, or however many stories, were crucial to your day,
That's water cooler stuff right there.
I mean, look, if you don't, The next time that you are, this was not even news, but the next time you're holding a knife and trying to separate something, you're going to think about it. And we saved your life.
And watch your wife. Make sure she didn't have a gun.
Make sure she doesn't have a gun. You know what? If you're at a restaurant and you hear a song you don't like on the jukebox, just stay seated.
Let it go.
Let it go. So let's talk serious. Hurricane Helene follow-up is the title of this segment. We have to follow up. This hurricane hit, and Trey and I talked about it. We didn't think it would be anything more than, okay, damn, there was a lot of devastation, right? A lot of people. You had the count at 260. Right now I have it at 230 to 260. I don't know if you have any different, but that's what I have that are dead, and still like 500 or 600 that are missing.
See, yeah, I'm seeing 225, 227, more than 200. So yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, 230.
230-ish is about where I've kind of hit it. But either way, it's sad. And we've already talked about that. And I think a lot of people right now are frustrated and confused as to why this has turned into a political deal. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
And Trey and I, as we argued the other day, we're trying not to be like all politics, but right now that's what the world is, or our country especially. And something like a hurricane, Trey, has caused. I mean, I've never seen anything like it when a hurricane hits. When Katrina hit, I mean, you hit a little bit here and there, like, oh, the response could be better, but this is like, this person's lying. This person's lying. The administration doesn't give a shit. The guy running for president is a liar. I mean, it's just like, what about the people on the roof that are caving in and dying?
Yeah.
So I want to let you give me your opinion on this, but I was just going to give you a few things first. I do believe, and you know, I know that the response is pushing people different directions politically. I believe, after looking at everything, that this current administration, the response is not acceptable. After looking at everything, it has been, what's the 26th? It's the 8th. It's a long time. It's like 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. And there are still people saying they haven't seen a single government person. They haven't seen anybody helping, but individual vigilantes, if you will, not vigilantes because they're not bad, regular citizens,
Right.
And so that have been helping. And so the big argument right now is FEMA. Do you know who FEMA is?
Isn't that the big bone in your leg?
Yes. So the big bone in your leg is causing problems. No, FEMA, for anybody that needs to know,
what does it stand for?
Trey doesn't need to know.
How do you spell
Just
it?
for our listeners. It's the Federal Emergency Management Agency. As you can see, I'm still reading it. I don't memorize it. But it's basically for disasters. I mean, it's for all that, for disasters, for floods, for earthquakes and fires, things like that. And that's what it's for. So it's.
So I'm curious, FEMA, real quick. I know you got a train of thought.
I
since
actually didn't.
This is very political, is FEMA, do they tend to lean right, left, red, blue?
I mean, they're not supposed to. It's just supposed to be the government that helps people, anybody.
Okay,
any
it's
citizen.
Government, period. They don't lean anyway.
No, I mean, not that I know of. I mean,
like, is there, I'm assuming there's a leader of FEMA or president or CEO or no?
No, there is. I mean, there are I don't know what to call them. You
right.
Bought,
there's a head person over
head
FEMA.
person.
Okay. And they don't really come out saying, well, I'm Republican, Democrat doesn't?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, they call one of them an administrator. They're pushing back against these false claims. Anybody that's seeing this could see the headline. And of course they are. What are they going to say? We suck? We have no money? But the argument, we're kind of going backwards. The argument is that FEMA has no more money or doesn't have a lot of money for our own citizens.
Because why?
Well, that depends on how you view it, Trey.
Gotcha.
Donald Trump is saying, and a lot of other people are saying, it's because there is no money because we keep giving it to illegal immigrants, to house them, and we also keep giving it to foreign affairs, to foreign issues.
So FEMA in essence, uses the money to help housing all the people that are coming over from over the border.
But that's the claim. Now, that organization doesn't do that. But what they're saying is that money has been transferred.
Gotcha.
I have a couple of clips of politicians, and of course on the right side, that have said, I work closely with this, and it gets transferred around. It's not just sitting there waiting. It's usually 20 billion, I believe, it's supposed to be in FEMA at all times, and then they use it for disasters. And right now, all of a sudden, it's like, oops, we don't have it. Well, where is it? Why is there not 20 billion?
And why is it moving around this time of year? Because they know hurricanes happen this time of year. This is not a surprise. This happens every fucking year. So why would they move it around when they know something's going to be happening?
Sometimes you blow me away with some of your thoughts, Trey. No, I'm serious. That is a great point. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I was fascinated by it.
But it's interesting that the news that you watch, and it tells a story. And I was listening to a little podcast on the way over here, and it told a different story. It was saying how Kamala's quote unquote showing leadership out there, and that Donald Trump is fanning the flames and trying to basically get his narrative out there as far as he's out there doing stuff, she's out there doing or not doing stuff, vice versa. So it's interesting that it's very political right now instead of just going and helping these people, and just getting them taken care of. Fuck the politics for 2 minutes, sing Kumbaya together or look like you actually like each other and just fucking help them, So,
and that's, go ahead. No,
I was thinking on the way over here, whoever handles FEMA, why don't they handle the foreign affairs part, and then whoever approves the money to send to these different countries, let's have them handle the natural disasters within the United States so they can get the $380 billion, and then FEMA can handle the $700 a person.
Yeah, there you go.
To send.
We haven't said that yet. So that's one of the. By the way,
I read your comments.
By the way, great. Oh shit! I'm all over the place. I hit the wrong button on my keyboard. That was a great point, and that is the issue. And that's why we're talking about it right now, and why we're going to spend some time with it, is because this is ridiculous on both sides. These are people that are dying, our own citizens, regardless of all the other bullshit. There should be aid, there should be money, there should be the administration, there should be
no red tape. Just go help them.
There should be, and there's some conspiracy shit too that we'll talk about in a second. And it's just insane. And of course it happens a month before the election. 3 weeks. Yeah. 3.5 weeks till the election. And so both sides are taking advantage of this, and they're using it as a thing. I don't believe that Donald Trump is doing it as much as people think he is. I mean, he was there day one. I don't give a fuck why he was there. He was there.
Right.
With Elon. And they were getting these people internet service, which we'll get. There's another... I don't mean to say it's funny, but there's a ironic twist to the internet thing. And so I just wanted to say before we move further, I agree with you. It's bullshit. Quit the bipartisan nonsense when these types of things happen.
Right.
And that has not been the case with anything in the last 8 to 12 years. Right?
Right.
Obama, Trump, Biden, it's just been insane.
Because even if they think about it even more selfishly, guess what? If you don't help these people out and they die, they can't vote, right?
Well,
so let's get selfish.
That's another conspiracy.
Let's help them out so they can vote in November,
right?
Or have a place to vote in November. So
true, and that's some of the conspiracy is that they're not helping out Republicans. That the government's not helping Republicans, and that the Republicans want to help the Republicans, and it becomes a big thing.
Gotcha.
Which is, to me, that's the whole thing's stupid. That really, if that's the case, whoever thinks that way is an idiot and shouldn't be anywhere near our leadership.
Well, how are we finding billions of dollars to help these other countries, and we can't find?
That's the point.
$1 billion to help here.
That's a great segue, Trey. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now what was just approved amidst all of this. $8.7 billion to Israel, $8 billion more to Ukraine. That's like chump change to Zelensky these days.
Wow.
And $567 million. So I don't know why Taiwan. First off, what the hell is Taiwan's issue? Why are we giving them $567 million? But they didn't quite make the billion.
And this is effective when?
These were all signed right after this hurricane hit.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, we're hearing $750 a person. Now for our people,
What the fuck is that going to do?
what they're claiming is it's immediate food, immediate water, immediate whatever, and then hold on, let's get there. I'll get there. I have my notes, Trey. What they're saying is that the administration is claiming that it's just a start, the $750, but you have to apply.
No.
Did Ukraine have to apply? Did Israel have to apply? Do these people individually have to apply to get money? And guess what? In order to apply, what do you need?
Internet
Service, Trey. Guess who's trying to get them internet service? Donald Trump and Elon Musk. To me, you shouldn't have to apply. It's not about $750. Sure, once everything's done, I'll take that $750. But it's about literally rescuing and building and saving people.
Yeah.
Giving them food and water. Who gives a shit about the dollar amount right now? You should be putting in tons of money, right?
Right. I would think so.
So like I said, Trump and Helene were there the day this happened. It's not disputable. You can't tell me that that's wrong. I'm just going by what we saw.
Right.
Kamala hasn't been there, and Kamala is now saying that Trump is spreading, is dangerous.
So where has she been? Has she been anywhere near this territory?
Finally, she finally went to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Which isn't Asheville, which is where all this, the major city that would hit. So she goes to the cap. I think Charlotte's the capital, or is it Raleigh-Durham, or is it Charlotte's their biggest city, I think. And she goes there to speak and to talk to people that have lost and people that have made their way to Charlotte, and she's talking about the recovery efforts and things like that. Well, this is days later, and days, and she doesn't really have an answer. All she's saying is talking about what Donald is lying about. She's not.
Which at this point, who cares?
That's what I'm saying. Say, you know what? Fuck Donald. Let's talk about how we're going to help you.
Yeah, and do it. Let's talk less and do more.
Talk less and do more. Sorry, I'm very transparent with our listeners, but I wrote down my thoughts next page. And I said, of course, Kamala, the press secretary, the media, FEMA, the reps, all will say that it's false, that what Donald's saying. But here are 4 things you cannot deny, Trey. You cannot deny funds going all over the world and to illegal immigrants. That's happening. It just is. So regardless of whether FEMA specifically is in charge of emergencies or catastrophes, you could Zell FEMA if you had that $380 billion we've sent to Ukraine.
Right.
You could give them a Zell.
Or $1 billion.
Shoot it over. Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be $300 billion. What about $1 billion?
Shoot it over to our Zell, to FEMA on their
Right.
Zell account. You cannot deny the funds to illegal aliens. You cannot deny that Donald was there on day one and that Kamala wasn't even close. She was campaigning, and she was in the middle of doing what I heard was she was doing the Call Her Daddy podcast, which we know because we've studied our colleagues. And this is a famous woman who does a podcast about sex. Well, Kamala, was in the middle of following and doing a guest appearance on that show. Again, you can reschedule. Now, the girl that does it is really hot, so I probably wouldn't reschedule. But Kamala should have rescheduled. And you cannot deny that it's been 10 days, and we're finally hearing from the administration. We're finally Joe, what's Joe doing? He's our president. Have we seen him anywhere?
No.
All I saw him was his head down doing an interview like this. He's like, we're sending everything possible. I don't know. I don't know if Joe's okay. I don't know who's running the country.
So regardless, not enough's being done.
That's what it seems like. And again,
And we don't know why. Why is there not enough being done?
I'm not trying to say it for one reason or another. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing, and you can't dispute these things that I've said, right?
Right.
I want you to. If you hear something that you want to dispute.
No, I mean, the only thing I heard.
Yeah, what have you heard?
The only thing I heard on the way over here is how in past, like Katrina, and I forgot what the other storm they mentioned is during these political election years, is they use them obviously to help drive their political whatever their agenda is.
Yeah,
So
one way or the other.
one way or the other.
But this has gotten to a different level, hasn't it?
Which is ridiculous. It's like, if you're out there doing what you need to do, it'll happen. Karma's going to get you one way or another. So it's going to either be good or bad. So it's like, if you're not out there doing what you need to do, well, that's going to fuck you. So why not be out there with your fucking jeans and cleaning shit, just for the cameras at least, but I don't know.
Well, and apparently one of the rumors, and I'll get to it, is efforts from civilians and individuals that are out there that have nothing to do with the government are being thwarted by officials because it's dangerous. You don't need to be doing this. Well, no. At this point, it's not a guy in a boat trying to go up to another house to rescue some people. Guess what? You're not doing anything. Let him do it.
Right.
So...
And I guess I don't understand. Maybe this is a dumb comment, but wouldn't the president and the vice president have enough to override FEMA as far as providing funds, providing aid, or is FEMA the do all?
No, that's the point. Is I just don't think that. You mentioned last show that there might be paperwork, there might be processing,
but they're going to have more pull than Trump, right?
That's
so. Why?
I'm trying not to say yes, of course, to every Trump thing, but it is. To me, it should be simple, and that's what everybody's saying. In fact, another good segue. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the victims. Here's a couple quotes from the victims. FEMA should have been here, boots on the ground, said Janet Musselwhite. The same thing happened with Katrina. We've waited and waited, and people are dying.
That's scary.
This other person says the most impactful aid came from individual volunteers who delivered water and food to us from the next town over. The rumor is, of course, that officials are now turning away these individual efforts. What do you think of that rumor? Do you think that that's just kind of like...
Why, though? Why would they turn them away?
Well, they're claiming that it's a safety thing, but they might turn them away because they're going to swoop in here and try and save the day.
Gotcha.
It's conspiracy.
Yeah.
It might sound stupid, but we're a pretty stupid country right now.
That's true.
So do you think that that's bullshit or not bullshit?
I hope it's bullshit.
Okay.
But it's hard
There's a lot,
to argue.
so I'm going to ask you a lot whether this is bullshit or bullshit.
Okay.
So you think that one's not quite, you don't think officials are turning them away?
I hope it's
We
bullshit.
hope not.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope not.
Well, let me tell you real quick. I did a Google search today for Trump's quote-unquote lies he's been telling, and that's all I saw. I also Googled the lies from our government about the hurricane, and not one single thing came up, not even speculation. So Elon tried this experiment before with Google, and, with the, is it not Alexa? Alexa's the other one, isn't she?
Siri. Alexa.
So Siri, look up this and look up Donald, and it was nothing, and it shot everybody to Kamala. Like it was.
That's wild.
It was an experiment. So Google, I don't know who's running you, but get your shit together. Do we know who runs Google? Do I sound like an idiot now?
I don't know. Should we know?
We don't. Who cares? They are still the best search engine so far. I'm trying the other ones. So I went to other ones and searched what I was looking for, and it came right up.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So Google is censoring, and that's bullshit, and that is not good. I wanted to mention that.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So like I said, Kamala went to Charlotte. So here we go. So then, after she left Charlotte, Kamala, she passed $157 million to Lebanon to go ahead and help them out with all of this catastrophic stuff with Israel, which all I heard, I know they're hitting Hezbollah, the terrorist organization, but at last I heard it was the pager blow up, but they need $157 million. The total they've given to our people is $137 million. Hurricane Helene.
Okay, for hurricane.
Hurricane Helene, as of now. Now they're saying, of course, there will be more as we progress, but
how long is it going to take to progress?
Lebanon, $157 million. And why does it take so long? They wrote them a check and airmailed it. So it gets me thinking about this administration and why I'm so adamant and why you had to get on me about social media responses. And I kind of smirk, but it's true. It's because I get so fired up because I'm hearing people say things that it's just like, look, you need to open your eyes a little bit at these types of things. When a catastrophe happens in our own country, and this is what's the response, It's tough.
What? And I'm sorry for not knowing. Are these red states, blue states?
Where the
damage is?
it's mostly red.
States.
It's Georgia went blue. That was one of the disputed states that Donald was talking about. North Carolina went red. Tennessee's red usually. Virginia goes back and forth. I think Virginia has some of the Virginia's back and forth.
So hopefully the conspiracy is because they're Republican states that they're not helping.
Well, North Carolina is the only one that I think is like usually red, and of course Asheville's the big issue. So I don't know. I mean, but that's the point. We'll get this is the last thing we'll talk about before we move on, because there's so much to talk about with the I don't want to say it, the politicization.
Politicization.
Yeah,
You've
right.
got the masters.
It's a hard one. Yeah. Look, I didn't learn that one. I learned a bunch of other ones, other words. But the politicizing, how about that?
There we go. That works.
How about politicizing something like this? So these are the 4 fact checks on the main issues about the recovery efforts. We're going to do this real fast. Claim number 1 is that federal aid is being delivered. Federal aid is being diverted, I apologize, to support immigrants. Okay?
Okay.
These claims are false. Well, yes, they're false from FEMA. FEMA's not doing it, but there's still money going to immigrants that could go to FEMA.
Right.
That's my point. Is that yes, technically this is a technicality that pisses me off. That you go and you look and it's like these are false. Well, yeah, but you can sell. You throw some money that you're giving the illegal immigrants, put it in, and make sure we've got our $20 billion ready to roll.
Right.
And it's not there. Where is it gone? Why isn't it there? It's gone to illegals. It's gone to Ukraine. Whatever. Getting fired up, Trey, but I'm okay. Number 2, storm victims will receive only $750. This claim is misleading. So they keep using this word misleading. What they're saying is that's just the beginning. We're going to give that, but then you must apply for the rest, okay? So
does it say the rest? How much is the rest?
That's the point. I don't have a clue. I mean, does it go? They said that the federal assistance has surpassed $210 million, which has been debunked. It's less than that, but they're looking to get to that. And
are they worried that people are going to try to, or I don't know,
fraudulently?
Go after this money?
Who knows? But I mean, to me, you can show proof, but maybe we don't care if the president of Ukraine's what he's doing with his money, and that's the problem. Is that we have these laws here with banks and this and that, and it's all strict, and everybody's got to prove this and 2-step authentication stuff and blah blah blah. But these other places that we're giving all of this money to, this is a lot of money. They don't have 2-step verification process, Trey. Zelensky doesn't have to go through that. That's what bothers me. So they're saying that. They're going to be doing food, water, medication, blah, blah, and they're going to take care of all the debris removal. Well, good for you. That's probably what we should do in our own country, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, volunteers and donations are being blocked. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. What we just talked about. Apparently, people have gathered up water, food, supplies, set it all out, ready to roll. They're taking it to people that need it. And somehow it's being blocked and disturbed by federal agencies. I don't know why. This might be the biggest conspiracy theory, but all the answer, this is a fact check site, by the way. These claims are misleading, is all it said. It doesn't say it's false. They're misleading. And again, there's nobody that's able to say that whether it's true or not. This is misleading the way that it's said. They're saying they're trying to keep people safe so that if people are going in to deliver these things, they're not safe. Bullshit. At this point in a disaster, no. Right? That's my
I would assume any help is warranted,
Yeah. We volunteered to take a canoe, and if we rescue you, you have Starlink internet, and you can listen to Stay in the Great
like
podcast.
and subscribe. Yeah. Oh, okay, we can do that.
We'll take you in a circle until you like and subscribe. We'll drop you off the nearest, and we'll go and rescue another one, and our numbers will shoot up.
That's true.
Yeah,
and you can't unlike and subscribe us afterwards.
Right. Yeah, that would be bullshit.
No takebacks.
The last one: government is withholding aid to Republican areas. This seems silly to me. I'm gonna go and say it. This is silly. I don't think the government's sitting here going, well, North Carolina votes Republican. Let's fuck them. I just don't think that that's the case.
Let's hope not.
Although the fact check says this lacks evidence. It doesn't say false. It says it lacks evidence. So FEMA has refuted this claim, of course, saying that it provides assistance to survivors regardless of race, color, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, religion, age. The same thing you see on job applications and all that. So those are the 4 things that are being said about that the people are claiming. The conspiracy theories, Donald Trump, things like that. I'm going to play this video for you. I think you saw it earlier, but I want to play it for everybody else.
Okay.
Although now there's a guy on my screen. He's on a video. He's not doing anything creepy, Trey. Don't worry. People can see.
We're not going to do the porn.
Let's do this video real quick, and then we're going to put it there. And so, and let's see what we think here. It's loud. So this is a helicopter that you're seeing flying around. Apparently, it's a government helicopter.
Okay.
Trey, you've seen it. You can kind of see it here. And look what's happening. It comes down and does some sort of move. There was a Marine that was talking about it does some sort of move where it tilts and then it just like gives a huge burst of air, of wind, like a hurricane-sized burst. Just one.
So like a maneuver for some reason. Okay.
And then here, this guy's talking.
Look what that helicopter did. Oh my God.
So all the provisions that you just saw in that video were on the hillside. They were all over, and this was rescue efforts and aid attempted from just regular people.
Right.
And all of a sudden,
this random helicopter.
This helicopter comes in, and they're saying it's a government helicopter, and I don't know enough to know whether that's a government helicopter or not. But these people are like, look, this is
shady either way.
No one else has a helicopter like this.
Yeah.
This is something, military government, something. Why would somebody come in and do that?
Right.
And it's right there on video.
Especially this weird maneuver. I mean, it didn't look like there was any attack on it. So
no.
Why did it need to do any strange maneuvers?
Some people are saying that they weren't letting it land because there was a no landing zone. I mean, it had everything there. People were there, cars were there. You can't just land.
Right.
And so it came down out of frustration. But why? But still, why would you destroy all of the aid and the water and things like that?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's all we had on this. Do you have anything to add? It's just a mess, dude. It's just a political mess, and it's everything. I mean, anything in this country can happen, and it's like you have to take a side.
It just brings more questions than answers right now,
Yeah,
So
take a side. And again, I'm not just saying this, but I feel like it's started to favor. It doesn't look favorably on our current administration at the moment because they've taken so long, and they look so like they just don't look motivated.
Well, it didn't help. They're sending billions of dollars elsewhere.
Well,
too.
right. That doesn't help either. I mean, that's the obvious answer. But you see Kamala, and she was interviewed yesterday, I saw, and she just looks like she's not interested. Like, it's just like, oh, damn it, I got to do this. And it's just, meanwhile, you have Elon and Donald down there that are, red hat on. Elon's got his black Make America Great Again. And they are at least appearing enthusiastic about aid and care and help and let's do this. And again, people call it a photo op, and including Kamala, I think she called it a photo op. But bottom line is that they're there and they're doing something. So how about this, Trey? Here at Standing Gray, fuck politics for now. Help these people, goddammit. I mean, Trey and I don't have the capability to do it, or else we would. I mean, if we were brave or strong, or we had a boat.
Or we had money.
A boat. I don't think we can get out there with a canoe from here. We'd have to fly out with the canoe, or fly and then buy a canoe. And I don't think that's going to happen. Again, money.
Our helicopter's not supposed to be back.
A helicopter, yeah. So help these people, government. Help these people, Donald. Help these people, everybody that can. Anybody that can do. How about that?
That sounds,
Speaking of a hurricane, Hurricane Milton is the new one. It's pretty much right now, as we speak, on Tuesday night, late, a Category 5.
That's what I see, yeah.
Tuesday afternoon into the evening at 155. It's 1 degree off at the time they monitored this. It might be up now higher, but 150. Apparently 156 is a Category 5, and it's 155 when they measured it last. Whatever.
155
miles per hour.
Okay.
I apologize. And it's supposed to hit the Florida coast tomorrow night, which would be Wednesday night, the middle of the night. But it's supposed to be slightly less intense than it is now, is what they say, which, again, is still supposed to bring 15 feet above ground level of flooding.
It says potentially historic major storm.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm not. Okay, go ahead. Here, you have some facts? Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
I was just making shit. No, making shit up.
When you say it's not supposed to be that bad, so
Well, less than it is now. If it hit now,
it would destroy Florida.
then holy shit. They're just saying that it's going to lessen a little bit, which is still going to fuck things up. That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be 15, 20 feet above the ground. I mean, that covering homes and everything. But the range of it is what's so catastrophic.
Gotcha.
And I think that's what you're seeing is that, I mean, I'm not laughing. People, calm down. The whole state of Florida was highlighted when it came to flood watch.
That's fucking scary.
Flood watch, or flood warning, not even a watch, a warning. The whole state was highlighted. And it's supposed to hit like Tampa and Fort Myers and come in from the Gulf and go back out. Fortunately, it looks like it's going to miss the Bahamas. We'll see. Again, I apologize, people. You're going to get this Friday midday, probably this episode, and we'll know more by then, and you guys will all know more by then. But I'm hoping that for the Bahamians' sake, it doesn't. Bahamians, is that right? Bahamians, I believe. It misses them. It looks like it's going to miss them, and I hope everybody there in that path in Florida is safe. Man, it looks like Wednesday evening, but it's supposed to hit Thursday 100 mile an hour, so it's kind of not, like I said, right now it's 150 something, so it's supposed to hit with just a little over 100. So that's still a lot.
Scary.
But it's more the amount of water and the size of this than it is the wind.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if that's better or worse. But the current information is that it's at 155. What do you have? Do you have any current?
No.
Oh, now it's at 160. Oh, God.
God damn.
Okay.
I'm hearing, I just heard a few stories about people saying, there was one guy on a boat saying, I'm fine, I'm on a boat. You know, the water's just going to move me around. And, you know, they were joking in a way a little bit on the radio. It's like famous last words, right? I'm just going to.
Where is he at?
I don't know what part of Florida he was in. He was just, I'm going to stay on my boat. I'll be fine.
No way.
And then, of course, you got the people that, we've been through this before. We'll hunker down. We'll be okay. Yeah. And I guess people on the news was like, those people are going to die if they stay at this point with this storm, as bad as it is. So
yeah,
that's just fucking scary.
This is bad. I was gonna continue with another conversation, but I'm not, just for time, because I really want to get to something you have over there that you told me that you have for me tonight. But it brings up the issue of climate change, right? Everybody's talking about it. Oh, these storms. So I had a little bit of research that I did about past hurricanes and past how far back have we gone with research, and you'd be surprised that this was even worse a long time ago.
Really?
Okay. This isn't, the gaps have been different between years, but the bottom line is that back, I'll give you one. How about that? 800 to 1400 years ago. Again, you still can't, there's billions of years old, and we're talking about 1400 years. It's probably even more than that way back, but you're talking about a span in the year 650, the year 1250, between 250 and 1150, more intense than any in recorded history based on sediment research. And since 1980, the frequency's increased. So now everybody thinks that because in the last 30 years, it's all of a sudden we're doing this. My point is that there's probably a little more to it. 3,800 years ago to 1,000 years ago, there's that range. Apparently, they hit stronger with more frequency. So, take it from
where the dinosaurs went.
Yeah, right. Maybe it was a hurricane.
They evacuated.
Hurricane Helene, part one.
Yeah.
But so people, again, don't dirty our oceans and you don't pollute if you don't have to, and recycle and all that bullshit.
Don't use plastic straws.
There you go. But and let's research. There's nothing wrong with continuing to research, but to panic like this and to blame everything and to turn it into a political issue makes me angry. How about you, Trey?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't. I think we're on the same page. Nothing wrong with researching climate. Let's do it. But let's not overreact.
Yeah, but this day and age, we're always going to overreact over something.
That's a good point. But we'll get to climate change because I think we'll talk about that at some point. Maybe we'll get some climate change wacko on here.
I'm going to wash my hair on that night, so I don't know if I can be there for that.
You don't want to talk about climate change?
No.
All right. You heard it here first. Stay in the Gray will not be speaking on the issue of climate change. Let's move on. Trey has something that, look, hurricanes, bullshit. We don't need the political bullshit. Trey tonight has the real news that you need to hear. What is it, Trey?
So I ran across a little article.
You say that every time. I ran across
This little article. It's sex acts that sound fun, but are actually a total letdown.
Oh. Okay. Hold on. Sex acts that sound fun.
That sound fun,
but are a letdown. Okay. Okay. This will be good.
And so some of the names of these I'm going to have to forgive me on. So the very first one is Wikinia. Wikinia.
Wikinia. Wikipedia.
Right. And basically this is anything involving water. I don't know if you've had sex in water before, the shower,
Well, sure. Maybe.
bathtub, pools. Okay.
I mean, yeah. I've heard about it.
So obviously this person's like, it's awkward. It's not as exciting as it sounds, which, with the showers and stuff, it's like, how do you stand? Where do you grip? It's very slippery. You're worried about sliding more than on the surface, more than inside. But anyway, and obviously the water gets rid of the natural lubricant. It really doesn't as slide in as easily as possible.
Right. No, I'm okay. I'm following.
Okay. So thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't know.
No.
This one says not concerned writing. I don't understand what the fuck that means. Anyway, but it has Cool Whip. Have you tried Cool Whip or anything?
Well, of course. Cool Whip's amazing.
Okay.
Do you like Cool Whip better than whipped cream?
What's the difference?
Oh, there's a difference.
Is there?
We can do a whole show on this, Trey.
Difference in Cool Whip and whipped cream.
Do a taste test. Maybe we'll do it on the show.
Okay, like mayonnaise and...
You don't even start with that bullshit.
Mayo.
Mayo and Miracle Whip are not even close.
So this person said...
Sorry, I was more angry there than I was over the...
Real Cool Whipped cream.
Okay.
Was fun for a bit, but then we both smelled like sour milk.
Oh, yeah.
So not as fun.
You got to
sticky.
You got to shower, right?
You would think, does it get on the sheets, or do you have to put something over the sheets? I don't know where you do it.
It seems like that's not worth it.
So, next one is Mimi's Sweet Baby. Anything involving food. So, have you ever done food besides the whipped cream?
A little bit. It's strawberry, chocolate covered. Maybe.
Were you the strawberry or were you chocolate covered? Anyway.
I don't remember, Trey.
So this next one, I don't even know how to fucking pronounce this. So it's spelled Qilaraa.
Well, sure. Duh.
Okay.
That was perfect.
Car sex.
Okay.
Definitely.
Look, most dudes love car sex.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Quickie.
They're a lot. Well, it's just the idea that you're not totally public, but you are. But it's just like
a little
you
private.
gotta have it now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that every guy wants that girl to be like, I gotta have you now.
Or they want to be game. It's like it's nice to have somebody that's game to try.
Sure.
It. Yeah.
Sure. Go
So
ahead.
car sex, yes, very exciting.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Very difficult.
Sure. Well, it depends.
If you're tall, we're tall, decently tall guys compared to the Chinese. Even in a full-size sedan, it's cramped, and both end up hitting our heads on the door and ceiling. I've had to put my legs in different weird situations. Anyway, so I've never tried this, but I want to. It's called Snoopy Suited, is what it says.
Snoopy Suited. All right.
Beach sex. Have you done beach sex before?
Well, I can't. You know what? My wife probably didn't give a shit if I say yes or no.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never tried beach sex. Did sand get in crevices that it didn't need to?
Sure, but it was kind of like you knew, and it was a blanket.
It was
So
okay.
does that count? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a blanket
Yeah.
involved.
I mean,
But you can take a walk on the beach and it sand's all over you.
Yeah.
And you get a shower and all that. And sand
True.
sand finds itself in places, and you can throw the football on the beach. And
but it's all about the spontaneity of it, right?
Well, sure.
So it's like
I'm not opposed to it.
Right.
What do you think?
I'm not
Have
opposed
you,
to it
have
at
you
all.
done that?
I haven't had the beach sex.
Well, we don't have a beach here.
No, so I definitely don't want
Lake-
to do it on Galveston Beach.
Lake sex, Louisville.
I've never had lake sex. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to have the water sex and the beach sex.
Okay, so
Because guess what? That means you're having sex.
This is inspiring to you.
Yes.
This list. Okay.
So the next one, it says Careful Candle 8958. Maybe that's the person that's wrote it. I don't know. Anyway, orgy. Smells weird. You're kind of grossed out. You get paired with someone you're not really into, but you don't want to be mean, or someone's just way too aggressive, killing the vibes. I've never been part of an orgy. I can't even imagine. And I'm weirded out. I don't know. It's like I can't imagine having sex with another dude's dangling hanging around, and you might touch it, you might not. I just can't handle seeing another female getting off on another guy's ding dong right there in front of me. I can't do it. It's not going to happen.
What makes an orgy? How many people?
Doesn't say.
No, I'm just asking your opinion, Trey.
I would say more than 4.
Okay.
More than 2
4.
pair, maybe.
So if it's like 2 couples, it's not necessarily an orgy, but if you add that 5th person, then you.
I think now it's getting down to business. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You think is that a good guess?
I think that's a good guess.
Hooking up with a coworker. The sexual tension is off the charts, no doubt. But as soon as you finish, you start to
don't
think
know.
it about unemployment line is looking pretty tempting.
It just depends on how it went. Look, God, this is not good for me to talk about. But
It's got to be awkward, though,
we've
right?
all done. No, you haven't.
It's got to be.
Look, I was the king.
It was the king.
No, I'm kidding. It was awkward. It was only awkward if one of the parties was like completely more into it than the other.
Yeah, yeah.
And that happened once. And
They didn't know what the situation
awkward.
was.
It was like, all right, look, it was great, but all right. But other than that, I didn't find it that awkward. It's not like you sit next to them all day. It was just office.
I feel stupid right now because I think some of these names are actually the names of the people that wrote in on them, not supposedly the sex act. Now that I read it. Anyway. But yes, office sex. I think it would be fun to do coworker office sex at the office. You find a spot.
Oh, well, that's
out of the way. You have some fun. You play around. I think that would be more fun than just having sex with a coworker. So I'm about that. Finding a place.
you'd like the spontaneity.
Yeah, where it's hidden, not hidden. You could be caught, but you're safer than just having sex on the bench in front of everybody type deal.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, and if you're single and the other person's single and you're at work and it's kind of like you gotta have it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's exciting for a lot of
right.
a lot of dudes. I don't know. I guess some girls are like that, but look, I've met a few that claim they're like that. I don't know why. Once they get married,
I've never done this
we'll move
before.
on. We'll move on.
Standing sex or sex against the wall.
No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Completely overrated, they say.
Yeah.
Looks
not
hot
a
on
fan.
film.
No.
What about bent over against a glass, like a window?
It depends on the girl.
Not her,
And the
but
guy.
you. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, in that case, let me open it a little more.
Right.
To me, it depends on the girl, and again, I'm sorry to my beautiful, lovely wife who doesn't even listen to the show. If anybody that is a friend of hers is listening, I apologize. But we've all had a past, right? And in the past, when I've done that,
Isn't that more of a starter?
It doesn't work. Well, it depends on the size and height of the woman and the height of the man.
Right.
When you're standing, and that's kind of like the standing thing. It doesn't always it doesn't always match.
work out. You got to
And so there's got to be
crouch down
You have to
and-
be willing to make it work. And some girls are, and some girls aren't.
There you go. Okay.
Well, and guys.
And this one says, sometimes really attractive girls aren't the best in bed. In my experience, physical beauty doesn't always guarantee good hygiene or enthusiasm during sex.
I've heard that a lot. I've heard that as like the less attractive women are the ones that the most effort, give the best oral sex because they're, I don't know. I guess the really hot, beautiful, attractive women are just kind of like, I don't have to do it because I'm going to get it no matter, like, unless I'm really into it, I don't have to do it. You know what I mean? I don't have to earn it. They don't have to earn it. And sadly, that's true.
And I've been told by my girlfriend, she follows a podcast, or not. No, I'm sorry. No, she didn't follow. She follows somebody on social media that basically said that all the woman really needs to bring, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the enthusiasm. Wouldn't you say that's true?
I would say any woman listening, Trey and I are going to turn into a sex relationship podcast. Any woman that's listening needs to understand, and to correct me if I'm wrong, that the level of satisfaction, I mean, men are going to be satisfied if you just do anything, right? Okay? But we're satisfied. Okay, just take care of us. Thank you very much. But if you want it to be quicker, if you want it to be
over quicker,
that's what I mean. Or if you want to really kind of leave your mark with somebody, the enthusiasm is what matters.
Right.
If you don't seem interested in what you're doing and you're just like just
going through the motions,
then that's a turnoff. And it makes, if anything, it delays it because it's kind of like you're trying so hard to, no pun intended, to kind of get finished.
Yeah.
Because she seems like she's miserable. And if that's the case, then that's not worth it.
I completely agree.
I mean, we'll take it, but it's not the best.
Yeah, I agree. This one, I'm not sure how we're going to go much deep dive into this one, but it says licking my own, and it's got a picture of a, it's not a cucumber, but it's a purple.
See you on the next show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Licking my own.
So anyway.
Okay, no, go ahead.
So I don't know how that's possible to do, but licking your own, they're referencing licking your own penis is what it's referencing to. I don't know how we can do that.
Should we try it right now on the show?
And I've tried it before and I can't even get close. I don't know if that's more my flexibility or my size, but I'll leave that for the imagination. But
if you were really, really, really big, you'd get there.
I would assume so.
Yeah, if it's a
I
little
would assume
bit.
so.
God, I have this visual of you going after your own cock.
So, I mean, come on, So,
well, I swear I haven't literally tried it, but man, you think about it, like, because to me it sounds gross, but at the same time, guys pleasure themselves with their hand. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
I've never tried it, and I just know there's no way to do it. So I think if I tried, I'd feel guilty. Like I'd feel like dirty.
At this point, if I tried it again, I'd be afraid I threw out my back, and then somebody would walk in, and you're just
in this position. I don't know.
Honey, just help me up. Just help me up. Let's not talk about.
What was that movie where a girl got stuck with the guy's penis in her mouth?
Oh,
because of his cock ring.
Yes.
It's
I know.
Sweetest Thing with Christina Applegate, my girl.
Yeah.
And Cameron
Diaz.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't even one of them. It was
the third friend.
The third friend.
The third awkward friend.
But
anyway.
that's everybody's watching. They're singing the song to try and get him to relax because he couldn't relax to get.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I picture when you going after your own penis, Trey.
Next one is outdoor sex.
Yes, sure.
Very much like that.
Yeah. I got too many stories. Continue.
Okay.
I mean, I want to tell you all these stories, but I just need to get approval.
So this last one
last one
is my absolute favorite, and I tell my girlfriend all the time that I love this. And 69ing. I enjoy it. I enjoy the hell of it.
This is part of. Okay, I keep forgetting that these are these are a list. This is a list of things that aren't
sex acts that aren't as much fun.
So outdoors, people don't seem to enjoy it.
Well, and this one said you got to use a lot of bug spray. So it's like
Well,
you have to worry about bugs and
It depends on where you are. Yeah, I did.
kids.
That was an issue once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, seriously. I mean, so I've heard. So, but the what was the last one? 69.
69.
Look, I don't disagree. Trey. Tell me your thoughts, and then we can wrap.
Oh,
it up.
absolutely love 69.
You love
but
it.
I think what they're referencing is that you're too distracted on you're trying
Yes.
to pleasure them.
Yes.
You can't enjoy the pleasure or you're focused on enjoying the pleasure and you can't do the pleasuring. So I get that, but it's almost like a starter, a fun appetizer.
But I'd rather trade off.
You rather trade off?
Yeah, I think so. I just feel like, I just feel like you just said, you're too focused, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, something's happening.
I'm
for
fine.
me.
I'm fine with the trade off too. I'm fine with giving her
Sure.
her own all her attention.
Look, I don't mean to get,
But-
look,
but I do love
We're getting
69.
detailed, but do you go first or do you go second before the act
Do I go
for warm ups?
Oh, usually I'm lucky enough to go for or receive
Receive right before,
Yeah.
or receive first?
receive first.
Oh, and then okay, and that works.
Does it ever not work?
Well, no, but I mean, some men would say they prefer to go right before so that they're ready.
Gotcha.
But you don't have an issue with that. Neither do I. I'm
No.
just saying. Okay,
No, I don't have an issue
all
with
right,
that.
men first. I agree with you 100%.
What?
that men going first in the trade off is okay.
Okay.
If you're able to handle the slight delay
Gotcha.
in the trade off.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying now.
Did
Yes.
you crack that code?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Our producers are going to be like, what in the fuck just happened with this segment? That was the last one.
Hopefully it went better than that was the last one.
I think they're all interesting. I mean, have the time, and people will see it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find my ending quote, and I was like trying to find it as I'm listening to you. But
multitasking.
it's interesting to me because it just sounds like any sex is good sex. And people will say this. Any oral sex is good. Any of this is good. Anything for guys.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But that's kind of the thing. So what? Before we go, what do you think? You think it's not?
I mean, based on my current situation,
You've had bad.
now that I'm in my current situation,
Okay.
yeah, you kind of look back on other situations.
You're trying to get some points. That's all right.
Sure, why not? But it does have a lot to do with simply just
But is there-
having some enthusiasm.
Has there ever been a time though that you've been like, I'd rather have not had that?
I think so.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think so.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Fuck the flooding.
I mean, there's definitely times I got home and I was like, why the fuck did I go through that?
Well, that's different.
You know.
The person. I'm talking about just like the act wasn't good at all. Like this was terrible.
Yeah, I think I've had that too.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've had where it's like that was underwhelming, but I still would rather have had it than not.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you golf on a day that's hot and you're not playing well. You're like, well, I'd still rather be here than working.
At work, yeah.
And that's kind of how I think of it.
But yeah.
How do you feel about that ending?
I mean, when you've had a female tell you if you don't hurry up and finish, you're not getting yours. And it's just like, really? So I'm just like,
that's
fuck
not
it.
cool, ladies. Come on. Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not cool.
Guys are different. If we get going, you gotta finish that thing unless there's an emergency, right?
Unless there's an emergency.
I mean, even then, try and find a way. Like on
Yeah.
the way to the hospital, like figure it out.
Or the kids knocking at the bedroom door.
Just
Daddy!
just figure it out. Just be like,
Yeah.
hold on. I mean, you don't understand, women. We don't know what it's like to give birth, and you don't understand what it's like to have an erection that when you're really close.
Okay.
Like and
Was
subscribe.
that your quote?
Like and subscribe, ladies. Look, I'm just telling you, when men are really close to the end, and you stop, that's torture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Very true.
And on that note, let's do the ending quote of the night.
It's going to be
We've gone a little longer, but you know what? Sometimes when Trey and I go long, no pun intended, it's because we have too much goodness to give you, too much content. This is a really quick, easy one, Trey, and I'm not going to look at you because you always think that it's about you. And there are many of these quotes that are.
Okay. I know.
Not sure about this one. It's really quick. If your heart was a prison, I would like to be sentenced for life. What do you think?
It's pretty fucking cheesy.
That doesn't answer my question. Good or bad? Do you approve of that? Do you believe that? Would you tell your girlfriend this later on the phone tonight?
Yes. I'll say it.
If your heart was a prison, I want to be sentenced for life, baby.
Yeah. And I won't hear from her for a while.
Okay, well.
I'll feel the eye roll through a text message.
Why don't you test it out and let us know just for the show?
Yeah.
All right.
For show content.
All right, everybody. I got to do this every time. It's called a call to action. Like, subscribe. We're on every social media platform. We are very professional. What you don't understand is that every single like and every single comment, every single anything is just so
right in our pocket, not in FEMA's.
So we'll help the victims, but it's so beneficial to us as a show, and just growing. And I think that we have something here that you like, and hopefully we can be serious and funny at the same time, which is the goal. And we'll go from there. What do you think?
Play the music, guys.
Guys, play the music after this.
Later.
Thank you. I know you thought you were only going to get an hour, but you got an hour and a half.
Holy shit.
Look, stop it. Stop clapping. Stop clapping.
Please.
Play the music. We'll see you next time. Love you.
Later.